Just simply a disastrous afternoon at Molineux for Wolves today. Wolves 2, Chelsea 6. And where do you even start with a performance like that? Wolves notoriously have always started Premier League seasons quite slowly. But even after last week, I thought, despite the defeat at Arsenal, I felt there were still positives that we could take from that game. And today we didn't really see that. It was, you could say, a real Jekyll and Hyde performance, because I thought in the first half we were competitive. We did quite well, although there were still errors in that. We certainly looked like we were in the game. Second half was a completely different story. And it's so frustrating because the goals, most of them are so avoidable from a Wolves point of view. One change from last week's team was Matheus Cunha coming in for Rodrigo Gomez, which I was surprised about. I thought Rodrigo would probably keep his place in the team, but he obviously didn't. And Cunha came in, and we couldn't really get off to a worse start with Nicholas Jackson scoring at the back post. I'm not too sure why he reacted like he did after his celebration. But yeah, disastrous from the set piece to be conceding that easily. But right up to the lead of that corner, that came from Madueke, who I'm sure we'll talk about a lot during this video, not being closed down tight enough, and found it far too easy, and obviously forced Jose Sarr into the save. And then from the resulting corner is where they score their goal. Thankfully, we get ourselves back in the game quite quickly, albeit we did have a disallowed goal just prior. But Matheus Cunha scoring, good work from Bellegarde and Ryan Ait-Nouri to find Cunha and find the back of the net. And then the Chelsea second goal is just pure stupidity from Wolves again, lack of awareness. Chelsea take their free kick quickly. Mascara can't quite deal with it. I think it was a difficult ball to deal with, to be fair. But Jose Sarr, I'm not too sure where he is. But Cole Palmer, to be fair to him, I can't take much away from the finish. But Sarr just in no man's land. Not a clue what he's doing, where he is. But thankfully, right in half-time, Jørgen Strand Larsen gets his goal, 2-2. Good to see him get on the score sheet, obviously, and hopefully that will help him get a bit of a run of goals. But yeah, going into half-time, genuinely 2-2, albeit I felt both of their goals were avoidable. We had chances in the game. When we looked all right, we hit the bar at one point as well in that first half. I thought, we've got a chance of, it was already really hectic and busy first half. I thought this could be a classic and there could be goals in the second half. There were goals, but unfortunately all in the wrong end. Chelsea, with the 4 goals in the second half, no response, albeit we had a goal disallowed, no response from Wolves. But the frustrating thing is Madueke's hat-trick, and of course, with his comments late last night, it would have been on his Instagram about Wolverhampton as a city. I felt it was going to go one of two ways for him today. He was either going to have an absolute stormer, or he's going to have an absolute stinker. And unfortunately for us, he had a stormer. But if that first chance he had in the first minute wasn't a wake-up call for Ryan Ait-Nouri, I'm not too sure why. And I don't know, to be fair to Ryan, I don't know if it's a team instruction, I don't know if it's a Gary O'Neill instruction, or whether it is just his defensive style. But I don't know why we're giving him that much space. And he shoots across goal and obviously puts the ball in the back of the net to give Chelsea that lead again. And then we see the exact same goal twice again. Now, I don't know if it's Ryan Ait-Nouri. I don't know if it's the left centre-back in Totti Gomez, who, again, I love Totti, but I think we seriously do need that upgrade before the end of the window at centre-back. But 3 identical goals, all 3 assisted by Cole Palmer. I don't think, just pure stupidity, pure, I don't know, it's just awful defending from Wolves. Really was. And then obviously I think João Felix comes on via a Pedro Neto assist. João Pedro fires in the 6th. But it's frustrating because after last week's game against Arsenal, I felt that although we lost the game, I felt the back 4 held its own to a degree. I didn't think it got pushed and pulled about like I half expected it to, but today was just there will be a lot of people thinking, do we go back to a back 5 now? Because that was just simply disastrous. As a defensive performance goes, it was disastrous. But even going forward second half, there was just nothing on. It was like we'd put out 11 different players in the second half. It was just so poor. And ultimately, look, I look at the Chelsea team, and I think individually, they've got some fantastic players. And for whatever reason, the last couple of years, it hasn't worked out for them. But they have got some fantastic players. And today it clicked for them. it's going to be very hard for me not to bite at things on social media. I think that after every defeat, you're going to have some sort of overreaction. But Wolves fans have got to make sure we don't overreact. It's a massive week in terms of transfers. They've got to get players in. They have to. Whether that's a goalkeeper, I don't know. Centre-back is a must. A forward player is probably a must as well, depending on the futures of Guedes and Podence and so on. But yeah, today just simply not good enough. Wolves 2, Chelsea 6. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you next time.